Okay, so we talked about last week. We talked about the wireframe. Sorry, we talked about flowcharts first. Flowcharts come before for wireframe. So we talked about flowcharts. So we came up with a flowchart for a food delivering application, mobile application, and we call this food Magic Food mobile application. And then we came up with a flowchart from start to the ending, which is actually the track the order is the ending part. And though I gave you guys assignment to replicate exactly this using the same shape, follow the dimensions, everything should be the same, and then complete the account section. So that was the assignment I gave us, and a lot of us did actually so well. Some people use this exact color that I use, which is actually making me to feel like maybe they copied my design and all. And we said we move, so we create I said that you should create the low fidelity of the authentication screens of your low fidelity and then upload it on Figma and create the mid fidelity for it. So this is, I'm just going to assume that this is actually my design, but it's not mine. So this is what a low fidelity wireframe actually look like. It just consisting of line and shape. Because so we're telling like this, you can tell this is the screen, how it looks like. And I told you guys to upload it here. So today we are going to complete our wireframe and we are going to add the prototype that we just learned. Okay, so we're going to link this from the first screen to the next screen. We're going to link them up and then we're going to preview that using our phone mockup here. So that's what we're going to use. So I want to go back to bring or to open a food app I did 3 years ago. So I want to open the food app, then just duplicate what we already have there, and then to create a better experience. You know, three app I did 3 years ago. You can tell how it's not fine with assistant. So I'm going to go back to my Figma dashboard to look for that food app. So we can use it as our inspiration to create a better app. So let's wait for it to load. Okay, I think this is not mine. So let me look for my own, the one I did. Let me see all result. This is not mine. This is somebody's design that I helped the person to review. So let me look for my own. This is mine. Okay, so let's wait for it to load. Okay. Okay, so this is actually my food app I did 3 years ago. Yeah, yes, 3 years ago, 2021, April, yes, April, and I published it on Behance September 2021. I was so scared when I published it because I was thinking I didn't do well with my case study. I was having this imposter syndrome. I'm still having it now. Okay, so let's open and copy the whole of the designs and then move to my own, to the Figma. Now, some persons might be wondering, why is this my Figma looking this way, and why is this one actually looking this way? Please, both of them are Figma 2. So let's say this my other account is actually on the waiting list for them to update this one, because this account was created last year, while this one was created since 2021. So there is nothing different. It's just that Figma is updating their new UI stage by stages. So I'm going to copy this whole of my design. Though I didn't do prototype for this design. I didn't do prototype. I only just did the design. I only did the high fidelity design. So I'm going to copy this design to this design. So we can just use this design to create a new one. And we're going to add other screens that was actually missing on this screen. So I'm going to copy. So just on your keyboard, Command C or Control C, or you can right click and then copy here and come to this design and then paste it. So I'm going to paste it. Okay, let's paste it at the top. So let's paste it at the top. So you can right click, paste here, or you just use your keyboard to just paste it here. I'm going to paste it here. So let's wait for it. Okay, now this is it, and so this is it. And then I'm going to see if I need, okay, I'm not going to close this tab. I'm going to leave it in case I need something that is actually missing from this screen. I might just go to the next page. Now let's just take a look at the design I did 3 years ago. I'm going to turn this off and then let's zoom in to feed our eyes together. This was the design I did. Like now, from the design you would tell. Now from the design I did and the one we did when we started, you will see the difference between this design arrangement and that of the onboarding screens we did when we started. Now from the first issues you would tell is from the status bar. Why is the status bar like this? Why did I use this image? This image is not bad, it's nice, but why is my cursor, my carousel looking this way? And why is my button having this? So this is actually a good design I did when starting out. And when I checked some of the design that you guys did, I noticed that some of you did so well. Your designs are even better than this my first design. So I'm going to invite us on this Figma file so everybody can come on this Figma file and let's work together. So people joining with their laptop, come on board, let's work together. Okay, so let's go back. So we've done we've done a mid-fidelity for our splash screen. We've done the first onboarding, second onboarding, and then the third onboarding. And here in this design, there is no welcome page. It's just straight to the login. If you're already a new user, you put your full name and your password. But if you're not a new user, if you're not an old user, you can go ahead and click on the sign up here. So, and then you have the OTP, you have this, and you have this. So, okay, nice one. Okay, so we stopped on the onboarding screen 3. So we're going to go back to our design. Remember I said I'm using this my old design as just inspiration for this one I want to create. So here we stopped at welcome screen. So the next screen I'm going to design is going to be the sign up screen. So let's go back to our flow chart and see the flow for the sign up process. So the flow, we have the sign up, we have the OTP, and then we have the confirmation screen. Now in this aspect, are we verifying our email or phone number? Now this is like a question that most people will ask. Okay, let's do email verification, let's do phone number verification, anyone can go. But let's talk about the user experience on this part now. In my own opinion, I will want user to verify their phone number because this is more like an application that will require someone to call. And you don't want to put a random phone number because you don't want to stress the delivering guy or dispatch rider. When the dispatch rider gets to your place, the dispatch rider will start saying, this is a wrong number or stuff like that, or the system will just automatically collect this number and just save it on their database. So based on user experience, I will want my user to actually verify their phone number because it is the phone number that maybe a dispatch rider is or the restaurant is actually going to call when I'm delivering this food. You don't want to suffer the dispatch rider or whoever that is bringing your food, and verifying your phone number is actually the best from the angle that I'm looking at it based on user experience. Okay, so email can be there, but if you want to recover your password, you can still use phone number. Just this, now let's use both, for example. You can actually it was later on that I found out that I can put my email. Before, I don't know, I think it was early this year that I can actually link my email letter, or I think that was this early this year that I can just verify my email when you're already using the app. But if you want to sign up or you want to log in on both apps, it is your phone number they are going to require because it is the phone number we are going to use to call you when we want to pick you up at your location. So maybe you want to recover your password, or it is phone number. So that is why I said food app, anything that has to do with maybe calling and or phone number is actually the best. Or anything that has to do maybe with transaction, let's say the fintech, the email is actually nice for it. Okay, so let's continue. Now let's generate a flow for the sign up because we stopped at welcome. Now we're going to have the sign up, OTP, and then the confirmation screen. Now let's move back to our design. So I'm going to duplicate. So let me bring out my layer. Okay, I'm seeing some persons on board. So let me, I don't know why my Figma is running so fast. So this is what we have. And first thing first is I'm going to change this to sign up. I'm going to change this to sign up, and I'm going to turn on my layered grid. Remember, we used layered grid the last time. Okay, so I need to teach you guys something. Instead of coming to this screen to turn on the layered grid, come to this screen and turn the layered grid, come to this screen and turn the layered grid, come to this one and turn the layered grid. Now let me teach you something that is actually so nice. So now if you I'm not going to click on anything. Now we can see local styles here. Now you can see export, which is actually you want to export your screens. You can just click here to export them. Let's say, let me export. Okay, let's put let me put this downward first. And let's put this in a frame. So I'm just going to create this on the screen. I'm going to change the color of the frame to this. So I'm going to come here. 4x, and you can change the name. If you want to rename your frame, go ahead. It's actually nice to rename your frame, and it's exporting. So once it's done, I'm going to send it to the group. So the best for you to export your design in PNG is 4x, so it will be very, very clear and it will not be blurry. Then if you want to export, it's loading, my system is loading. So now you can choose to change the name here. Let's say image 1. And then choose where you want to save it on your system. Choice is yours. So then you can export this as PNG. You can export this as JPG. You can export this as SVG. You can export this as PNG. That's how you can export, depending where you want to send it to. If it's your presentation that you did on, let's say, yeah, you don't want to use Google Slide to create your UX question, you want to use your Figma, you can just choose to design it on Figma and export as PNG, and then share with, maybe you're working in a team, and then you can share with the team to take a look at it. So the choice is yours. You can export as PNG and then share. You can do your designs and you want to post it on your status, you can export as PNG, which is actually nice, but just put it in 4x so it will give you a clear image, so your image will not be blurry, so something like that. Now I want to teach you guys how to create this local style. So I want to teach you guys how to create this local styles here. Now imagine we have our layered grid and you want to start designing other screens. You don't want to come here, you turn on the layer grid, you come here, you turn on the layer grid, you come here and you do this. You just want to use one layer. You want when you turn your layer grid, it's going to affect for the whole screens. Now I'm going to teach you how to do that. Now instead of giving ourselves double work. Now first thing first is I'm going to click on all the screens. Onboarding to welcome. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to remove the grid system. So I already have the grid settings on this sign up screen. So I have set it to the way I want. Let's go back to the settings. The 6 count, the margin is 25, the color is this red, but it is in 10% opacity, which is actually nice. And the gutter is, the default setting for gutter is 20, of which I said 20 is actually a perfect setting for it. Just go ahead with what Figma has given to you. And I want to create it to reflect to other screens. When I turn on the layer grid on this particular screen, it's going to affect this. So what I'm going to do is I have set my layer grid the way I want it to be, the perfect way I want it to be. I will just come here. I'm going to click on this 4 dots that says styles. I'm going to click on it. So once I click on it, this is actually going to show, and then I'll click on this plus sign, which is saying create style. So once I click on it, this is actually going to come up for me. So let me take it off so that everybody can see it. So this is actually going to come out. You can come here and then give it a name. So for here, I'm going to say is a mobile grid system. You can just say mobile grid or whatever name you want to give it. So a name that is actually good for you, and then you can add a description for it. So, but for me, I'm not going to add a description. You can choose to add any description you want to add. You can click to get more options. You're not satisfied with these settings, you can go ahead and then arrange the settings the way you want. And then once you are done, then you click on create styles. So I have created a style and now it has given me this name, and I'm having this this icon here that can tell you to take it off. You can take it off already. You can turn off the eye, you can turn it on, and you can just remove it instantly. Now I want this grid system to reflect from onboarding screen to welcome. So I'm going to hold the 3 together, the 4 together. So I'm going to hold it and then I'm going to click here, styles. So once I click here, it's going to show me the grid system that I have set. I'm going to click on it. So now I've clicked on it and this is how it looks like. And it will also reflect here. Okay. Now I have clicked on, now I'm going to click, look, let's just hold one of the screen and then let's close the eye of it. So once you close the eye of this grid system, you see that it has reflected to all of them. You can see that if you turn it on, everything is going to come on at once. You turn it off, everything is going to go off at once. Now, we don't want to set this system on the screen. This system is when you turn off this one, you want to work, you have to work on this one. You have to go back and turn this one off, make this one. Okay, let's say, for example, you have done your whole designs. Let's say you have up to 30, 25, 50, 40 screens, and we are done. And then I said, okay, I don't like the arrangement of this your design. Your grid system is too, the spacing is too much. Your margin, I'm not comfortable with you using maybe 40, and I want you to use 25. You don't even need to stress yourself. Start adjusting one screen. Like imagine you're going and you have up to 40 screens. Imagine you now start going to screen 1, screen 2, screen 3, screen 4. Imagine that stress. All you have to do now, let's say all you have to do is just click out and come here, right click. It's going to show you add a new folder, edit style or delete style or cut style. Now what you're going to do is just click on the style. Let's take this off so everybody can see. Then you come to this place, you click on this grid system. This is actually going to come out for you. And then let's say, for example, you're using 40 and I'm not satisfied with you using 40. And I said, okay, don't use 40. I want you to use 25 or maybe 30, and then you add it here. So once you add it here, you just make the necessary. Once you just add, click on enter on your button, and then just click anywhere. The setting is automatically going to reflect here. Now let's try something. Let me turn it on. So here we are using 25, and let's say I'm a student and Maureen, my tutor, said she's not satisfying me using 25. She wants me to use 30. So you just come here. So all she have to do is all I have to do is come here, edit style. Let's take this at the top so everybody can see. Come here. Let's take this at the top so everybody can see. And then she's going to put 35. So once you put 35, just click on enter. And it's just see that it will reflect in all other screens. So let's take a look. You can see that that's reflected in every other screens. But that's how it is. But I'm going to return it back to 25, the initial one I'm using. And that's all. Just close and then you're good to go. Okay. So this is how to create your local styles for the grid system. So let's create, when we start designing the high fidelity, I'm going to show you how to create color for your high fidelity wireframe. So now let's create our sign up screen. So this is how it's going to be. I'm going to pick out this. I'm going to bring this text here. So I'm using 24 and I'm going to bring this text here. So now we need our status bar. So I'm just going to go back to my community. Going to go to community. So I'll also open my second Figma. I already have status bar I opened a few days ago. I'm just going to scroll to get it. Okay, this looks like an infinity scrolling. So since it's not reflecting yet because the whole of you guys' assignments are showing on my recent section. So I'm just going to go to explore community and open a new one. Let's come back to our design while we wait for it to load. Let's make some necessary adjustments on this screen we duplicated. So I'm going to bring this screen, this one here. I'm going to make this text to be long. And I'm going to bring this text inside. I'll come here and say align to the left. I'll move this screen here, and I'm going to reduce this. Now, like I said before, you can choose to, you can choose to write the content you want to write. You are free to do so. If you don't want to use this dummy text, you are free to do so. But in this design that I'll be designing, I will just be using more of the body text is just going to be more of dummy text, but the title text is going to be the right title for it. So let's change this to sign up. And let's hold these two together and then align to the left. And then let's be sure that the spacing between both of them is 25. So just hold your Alt key and then click on the element, hold your Alt key, and then move your cursor to where you want to take the measurement to be sure that the spacing there is okay. Now let's go back to our community to see if it has actually opened, and let's search for status bar. So I'm going to scroll here and then get the whole results. So this is the one that I normally recommend people to use. Let's open it. Open in Figma. Okay, so I'm going to get the one I want. So I'm going to get the one I want. So I'm going to pick this one. So there's a lot of status bar you want to take. So I'm going to take this one. So I'll take this one. I'll just copy. So I'll copy and then come back to my design. And then I'll paste it. Okay, so I'll paste it and then I'll take it out and I'll bring it in to be sure it is actually inside my phone frame. So I'm going to align to the left and then take to the top. Now, this is actually out here, and this thing, I want this time to be at this place, and I want this battery not to cross my grid system. I want it to be before this place. So all I have to do is I'm going to click on this phone frame. So I'm using phone frame width of 375. I will just copy the number, come here, and then come here, and then paste it. So once I paste it, this is how it's actually going to look like. So now let's preview to see that. Now if I zoom in, you see that my phone frame is out and my time is here. Now let's preview using the right phone frame for this design to see how these status bar are being placed. So I'll come to prototype. So I'm going to click out first. So to be sure that we have set the right phone frame. So I'll come here, I'll click here. You can choose to present to open you a new tab, or you can choose to preview just for it to open on this place. So the choice is yours. Now let's do the two so that I can show you how it looks like. So it's going to open a new tab for me. So let's allow it to load. And you can also download Figma app from your phone to preview your designs. Okay, Now, looking at this, I think the alignment is okay, but I'm just going to move this time a little bit to the left, just small to the left. But this arrangement here is actually perfect. So I'm going to go back to my design here, and I will come back to this place, and I'm going to move it a little bit. So this is actually, you can tell this is actually in a different color. Why is it in a different color? Because this is like a child of an element. It is called component. So when we start creating our normal button, I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, but for now I'm going to take this out. I don't want it to be giving me this purple color. I'm going to take it out. So I'm going to right click, come here, and then click on detach instance. So when I click it out, I'm going to move this. So this is actually in a component, but I'm going to take it out in a component. So I'm going to remove it from a component first, because you guys don't know much or don't know anything about components. So I won't play around with the settings and everybody will get confused. So I'm going to take it out from components and take it out from variants. So I'm just going to push it a little bit to the left. So I'm going to hold this time here and then push it to the left a little bit. So if I push it to the left, it's going to reflect here. I think this arrangement is okay now. So this is what we have. So now let's look at the other. Okay, I think it's showing me my old design. Okay, now this is how, this is when you click on this drop down, you click on present. It's actually going to take you to the next screen. It's going to take you to the next screen. But if you click on preview, it's going to open here for you. So it's either you walk this way, or you can walk this way. So the choice is yours. So I think I'm going to leave the two together. So I'm going to take out this header here. So I'm going to click here and click on hide UI. So this is what I have now. So I'm just going to work with this and also with this. So now let's go back to our design. You can choose to close this. Now let's go back to our design. So I'm going to take out this login button out. Now we actually did this, and when I just looked at it, I found out that the height of this my button is not given 47. 47 is actually a nice height of button, but I prefer to use 50. So I'm going to check the spacing between these two here. So we have 10, and I'm going to take this up a little bit and then come to this height here and then make it 50. And then this also to be 50. Now, when creating, so I'm going to return this spacing there to be there. Okay, now, so when creating a button, the perfect height for a button is between 45 to 60. So the perfect height for a button is between 45 to 60. Between 45 to 60 pixels, because this is the height of the user's thumb. You get. Now my thumb might be small, Roland's thumb might be very big, Maureen's thumb might be too tiny, Marvelous thumb might be medium size, Michael's thumb might be big. So the height of a button should be between 45 to 60. I'm not saying 47 is a bad height. It's a perfect height, but I'm used to designing all my buttons to be in 50 px. So your button should not be 44 your button should not be 61. So your button should be between any number from 45 to 60. So you can use 47, you can use 51, you can use 55, you can use 56, you can use 58. Then your button size should not be more or less than 45 to 60. Same thing applies for your input field. What is your input field? Input field is actually an element where you get to type in information. For example, your name, email address, phone number, card detail, card number, CVV, your address, your residential address. So as long as you're going to type on it, that is what is called input field. Okay, so let's continue. So we've corrected this, and then let's continue with our sign up screen. So I'm going to say here is going to be sign up. Please input your full details. And then you can choose to add the logo if you want to, any way you want to. So now let's go back to where we are getting our inspiration from. So for what I did here, I'm not going to copy exactly what's here, but I'm just going to change one or two. So for the sign up screen, this is what I did here. So I'm not going to follow this pattern. I'm going to search for another sign up screen that I'm going to follow for the sign up and for the login. So let's go to Chrome to search for a sign up screen. So just like I said, when we did those first design, I said you can get inspiration from the Chrome, you can get inspiration from Dribble. Can anybody see, can you guys see my full screen? Like my Chrome browser screen? Hello?
That's fine.
Okay, all right. Okay. So I like I said, you can get inspiration from Google. Google will just show you different sites where you can get inspiration. Now we have the Dribble, we have the Behance, we have Figma, we have from YouTube, we have Dribble, we have Behance, and when you come to this image, you can just pick the one you want to pick. But if you don't want to go through, now we have this other sites, I can't see their names. We have Pinterest, we have UX Design World. Is it nice and very nice? I don't know if the site is nice and very nice. We have some design done on CorelDRAW. We have Bootcamp US. So you can get inspiration from any of these. So you can get from Google. But if you don't want to go through Google that will show you different websites, you can just go directly to Dribble, DRIBBB, 3b.com. Okay, so this is my account on Dribble, my inactive account though. Okay, so you can get inspiration from Dribble, yeah. So this is actually Dribble site. So you can, these are people actually following. So let's go to their main landing page. So while it's loading, you can also get inspiration from Behance, yeah, Behance.net. You can get inspiration from Figma community as well. You can get inspiration from wherever you want to get inspiration from. So you can get inspiration from here. So these are people's, or these are people's public portfolio where you get to see what other designers are actually doing and posting. So when I say designers, I mean UI UX designers, I mean brand identity designers, I mean logo designers, wherever, as long as there's design attached to your screen or your track, you can use this to post your work. So here you can see other people's work. You can even see brand identity designers work. You can see UI UX work, and you can see other people's screen. You can see both product mock-up designs. You can see them. So this is it. So you can actually upgrade your account to a pro account, though I have not tried it out, so I don't know, or I can't tell how it will work. So you can just come to the search bar here and then search for, so it's loading. Now you can come here and search for a sign up page. So come here and search for a sign up page. And while it's loading, let's go back to Dribble. Okay, so this is how it looks like. You can come here also to click on sign up page. So now let me tell you the difference between this Dribble and Behance. So Dribble is just posting of only your UI mockups. So you just, if you tell here, you can just see only UI mockups that is being posted on this particular place. And before you can post your designs on Dribble, Dribble has a dimension of an image that you can upload. That is why Figma provided us the dimension for Dribble. Now Dribble short is very, very small. It's very, very small. That is why I would say designers, whenever you finish designing your and you want to put a mockup, Figma will give you a particular dimension for Dribble. So let's go to presentation, no, not presentation, let's go to social media. Now you can tell Dribble short is 400/30. So you can tell how small it's looking like. Now let's zoom out. You can tell. Now you'll be wondering how with all this design, when you have done mock-up to be like this, I'm going to teach you that one, how to put your whole designs in mock-up and then upload. So Dribble short is actually very, very small. Like it's very, very small for you to upload. But the Behance, you can just go ahead and put your presentation. So here you can come here. You can go ahead and put your presentation, and you can tell this is actually big. And this is actually having the size of almost a desktop size, And they gave us two sizes. So they gave us two sizes. So you can use this size or you can use this size to do your presentation. Something like this that I did. Where is that? Okay, let's see. Let's see. Now your presentation for Dribble, this is how it's just going to look like. So once you use this, you can just choose to expand to just write the flow, the process, everything, your research, your user persona, this, that, your flowchart, your wireframe, and all to just post on Dribble. So these are the places that you can post your work. You can post on your Facebook, you can post on your Instagram, you can post all those social media posts. Figma actually provided a frame. No. Figma actually provided a frame where you can put your designs and then post it. For Instagram posts, Figma gave us for LinkedIn cover and all. Figma actually, for Facebook posts, Figma gave us for Twitter posts. Figma actually gave us the right dimension. You can put your design and upload or post on any of your social media platform. So now let's go back to where we are searching for a sign-up screen. I don't want to use this particular one I use on this design. I want to use the nice one because to me, this is actually not looking clean. It's not looking fine. I want to use a fine one. We're using a fine one, but it must have a good experience. So let's go back to here and search for sign up mobile. So let's look for mobile. And let's, while it's loading, let's see what Behance gave us. Okay. Okay, I think I'm not going to use Behance because Behance is having more like a complete project. So we're going to leave it and just go through Behance or through Chrome. Okay. I think I'm seeing something here. So let's click on it and see how it look like. So this person posted onboarding, sign up, login, and forgot password. Okay, I think this is login. And this is sign up, this is forgot password, this is this. Okay, so let's add food to the title and see how Okay, so let's see. I think I'm liking this one. This is actually a nice. Okay, it's showing up sign up flow. I think I like this sign up pattern. But this person did not show me the top, but we can actually get this to create our own. So I'm just going to right click and copy. You can save the image or you can copy. So I'm just going to copy and then come back to my Figma and zoom out and paste it here. So I paste it here. I'm going to turn this off. So I'm going to create this pattern of, I'm going to create this pattern of sign up page. So I already have my title and my body text. So this body text that I used dummy text saying just like please input your details. So I'm going to move this button down and I'm going to create my input field that says username, first name, last name, email address, and phone number is actually missing. So I'm just going to change this username to be phone number, but I'm not going to arrange it the same pattern. So I'm going to create my input field. So I'm going to turn this on back. So I'm going to get my rectangle. So I'm going to place it here. So let's see how this people one is. Okay, the icon is inside. Okay, so I'm going to share this into the first and the last name. So this is where we have to count our layers with 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to bring this here. And I'm going to duplicate this and then move this here. So I'm going to use the same corner radius I've been using for my button for my input field. So I'm using corner radius of 10. I'm going to hold here and hold here and then come here and give it corner radius of 10 because I want both of them to be in the same way. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Let me go back and see what it is. So the icon and the little text is inside while the title text is at the top. So I'm going to turn off this layer grid so that I can get a perfect color for that. So let me turn it off and I'm going to hold this and this. So let's copy this color and use it for our stroke. So I'm going to take this out. So I'll take out the fill color. I'm going to click on this stroke here, this stroke. So I took out the fill color and I'm going to use stroke. So I'll click here. Now the default color for stroke is black. I don't want to use black. So I'm going to paste the color I copied. So this is what I have. So let's put it out. This is actually better. So I'm going to pick this color and I'm going to pick this text and I will duplicate and then I will reduce the font size to 12 and I'm going to reduce the color. I don't want to use black because it's a text color. Text I want to add inside the input field. So I'm going to reduce the color. This. So I'm going to use 91, 91, 91. So I'm going to bring this in here. And I'll say first name. So I'm going to place it here. And I'm going to also duplicate it and bring it this way. So I'm going to change this to last name. So we already have our plugin. So I'm going to come here, click on plugin, click on iconify. There's a lot of plugin out there. So I'm going to use iconify. So I'm going to use this one, iconify, run. Okay, so going to look for that icon attached close to it. So which of the icon will I use? So this is an iconify. We talked about it the last time, where you can get icon that has different icon collections. So this is how it looks like. So I'm just going to use, okay, so I'll just have to, I'm looking for feather icon, but I can't see it here. So I'm going to just, so I'm just going to look for icon called user. Okay, so I'm just going to, so now I just type for user, and all the icon collections that produce a result is just showing me here, where you get to see all the icon. All these things are just icon collection. So by the time I click on material design icon, this is all material design icon. So sorry. This is all material design icon. So I'm just going to take this out, and so I'm going to use, I think I like this one. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to drag it in, or you can choose to click on export, or you can choose to, click on this import icon, or you can drag the icon, and then you're going to close it, and then you come here. Okay, when you come here, then you're going to save this icon, so that it's going to reflect on your plugin. When you click on plugin, there's no need of coming to this place. All you have to do is just right click, scroll to plugin, and then you get to use the plugin here, instead of going here to look for the plugin and do that again. So we're going to bring this. Now, one thing about this icon is most of the icon are inside a frame. And what I get to tell user is sometimes you might just mistakenly just click on this vector, and then you drag it. And when you drag, you're trying to adjust it. You notice that so you notice that you're only working with this icon, and the icon is just giving us different widths and different heights. And if I say you're going to use an icon size of the height and the width should be 24, you might be struggling to adjust this height and width because this icon is not longer inside a frame. Okay, so what I normally tell beginners to do is immediately you get your icon, the first thing you should do is, when you click on the icon, the first thing you should do is just group your icon. Just group it. It will be in a frame. Now, look at my cursor. It will be in a frame like this, in form of inside a tiny frame that the width and the height is 24. But most of us might mistakenly just drag the vector, and by then I say, okay, you're going to use height and width of 24. You might then start struggling to adjust it, which might destroy the shape of your icon. Your icon might be looking too stretchy, too short, or too tall. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do immediately you import an icon as a beginner is just group the icon. So once you group the icon, then you can drag the icon inside wherever you want to use the icon. So I'm going to move this bit. So a perfect size to use for your icon is 24. The height and the width should be 24. But if this particular icon set or icon pack is actually looking big, or where you want to put it is actually looking too big. Now remember I said perfect size is 24 over 24. now when I place it inside, it's actually looking too big. So I'm going to reduce it to 22. So I'm going to reduce it to 22. So now let's preview and see what we've done so far. So I'm going to go back to the screen to see. Okay, so if you're not satisfied or it's actually looking too far from you, you can download the Figma application on your phone. So you can do that, click on my screen and then preview it on your phone. So people that are already on this Figma file, just for this moment now, click on this frame. If you already have the Figma app on your phone, click on this frame and then preview and see how it will look like. Okay, so I think it will only work for people that have access on this file. Okay, everybody have access to it. Okay, sorry. Okay, so let's please preview it this way. So let's see how it will look like. Check, you only have access to edit. You only have access to it, so it will work for only people that have access to edit. Okay, so I think I like how this looks like. I think I like the way it's the size of the icon look like. It's actually perfect. So I'm just going to arrange that. So let's hold this and this. So I'm going to, okay, let's duplicate this before we make it auto layout. So I'm going to Control D and then drag this one here. And I'm going to hold this icon here and hold this text here. I'm going to right click, add auto layout to it. So once I've added auto layout, I don't like this spacing here, it's too much. I can choose to reduce the spacing here, or I can come here to reduce the spacing here. So I'm going to use 6. Let's see how 6 is. 6 is actually perfect. I'm going to drag it this way. So let's see the height of this we are using. So the height of this is 56. And the height of my MP feed cannot be longer than my button. I'm using 50 here. So my button is actually my MP feed is also going to be 50. So I've corrected this. So let's go back and then make this to be 50. So I'm going to hold this together and then I'm going to make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, I'm going to come here and then change this 6 to be 0. Then I'm going to move this element to be at the center. So I'll come here and then move it to be at the center. And then I'll change this color to be the same color as this. So I'm going to zoom in, pick my color picker, then change the color. So I'm going to click only the elements, get my color picker, and then pick this. Now I'm going to repeat the same process for the first name. So I'm going to come here, hold this together. So before we do that, let's change this color to this. So another way to change it is scroll down, come to selection colors. On this element, this particular icon, come to selection color, click here, get the color picker, close here, and then pick this color. So if you pick this color, it's actually going to give you a fill color because the element is inside a group element. So I'm just going to, maybe you can just pick the color or copy the color code and come here and paste it here. Okay, then you hold these two together and then do it auto layout. So once you've done auto layout, remember the spacing here, we use 6. So I'm just going to come here and then type 6. So once I type 6, I'm just going to bring this inside here and I'm going to hold these together and then Shift A. So I'm just going to make it auto layout. And then I'll come here and then I'll reduce it to be 50. So once I've reduced it to be 50, I will come here, align left center, align to the left. Sorry, align to the left. This is top left, this is bottom left, but here it's just the left. So now you can tell that the spacing here is too much than the spacing here. So I'm going to click on this and get the spacing here. So here I use 17 and here I use 16. So I'm going to click here. Say here we already have 16, and here we are having 21. So you can choose to just bring it this way, or you can choose to come here in this 18 and then type it, the horizontal pattern. So I'm just going to move more one here. Okay, so this is what we have. So I'm going to turn on my layout grid. So to be sure that this input feed I just created is actually aligned properly. So it is aligned properly, very aligned properly. So now when I click on both of them, I notice that both of them is having different spacing here. So let's see, here we have 21, and here I have 17. You can choose to make it the same. Sometimes why it will get different dimensions, sometimes the text might be longer. So but for here I just want to make it the same because first name, last name, they're almost carrying the same text line. So yeah, I'm going to just place it 21. So both of them should have the same spacing. So I'm going to duplicate this. So okay, let's create another one. So I'm going to create another one, which is going to be for phone number. So let's create another one, and it's kind of height 50, but it's actually longer. So here and here, and I'm going to get this color. So this color of my stroke, I'm going to pick the color, come here, remove this fill color, put my stroke color, and then paste the color I just copied, give it a corner radius of 10, and then you can click on the text here, then duplicate it out. So when you duplicate it out, this is actually going to be for phone number. So this is going to be for a phone number, and you're going to duplicate this for email, and we're going to duplicate this for password. So I'm just going to change this to email address, and this is going to be password. Okay, so let's go back to our inspiration to see what they've done. Okay, so let's go and get icon for the email, for password, the I, and for phone. So, but before that, I'm going to add this title on top of each of the input fields. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'll bring it down, and I'm going to reduce the width of this. Okay, I think I like this width, but I'm going to reduce the size of this text. So I'm going to use 20. 20 is actually looking good, so I'm going to use 18. Okay, let's see 18. 18 is okay. Let's try 16. Okay, I think 16 is perfect. So I'm going to drop it here. Before we say it's perfect, let's preview to see the outcome. I don't know why my Figma is running too fast. So let's preview. Okay. Okay, let's continue. So I'm going to change the text to be first name. I'm going to duplicate this here to the last name. Okay, let's check it out again. Okay, I think I need to take this a little bit down. This should be at the top, and I'm going to reduce the weight of this text. It's actually too big. We're looking at it too bold. So I'm going to, first thing first, let me highlight. What's going on? So I'm going to highlight this and bring it down a little bit. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these two together and reduce the weight to semi-bold. So I'm going to increase it to 18. Okay. So I'm going to just take this, not to cross the line. So I'm going to take this down a little bit. So let's arrange it. Are you guys with me? Somebody should unmute and tell me they are still with me. Okay, because I got disconnected. Okay, so I'm going to bring this here, and I'm going to just bring this from here, bring this here. Okay, so let's arrange this once. So I'm going to hold this, and I'm going to hold this. I'm going to make it auto layout. So once I make auto layout, I'll come here and I'll reduce the space to 5. So if 5 is okay, then you're good to go. I'm going to hold this at the same time. 5. Okay, so I'm going to bring this to this place. I'm going to move this ones. Okay, now let's create a phone number. This is okay. So I'm going to make this phone number. This is going to be phone number. So let's just follow the same pattern the way we create this for this. So this is going to be phone number. Bring this in. Bring this in here. Let's see what's being used here. Enter your email address. So here we're going to use enter your phone number. So let's get email. Let's get email icon, phone icon, and then key. There's the padlock icon, and then icon. So I'm going to either you come this way or you can just right click, come to your plugin. So we're getting phone icon. So click on enter. So we're going to use. So I'm already using outline icon. So I'm going to continue with that part. So I'm going to use, now you can tell that this icon is 256, like the height and the width is 256. But this we just use is just 24. So you can choose to use it and then reduce the height and the width. Okay, so I'm going to use this. And I'm going to get, let's see how this, so just bring this. Now let's drop this big one. You tell it to cover my screen now to tell how big it is. And then the next thing I'm going to get is email. So I'm going to use this. Okay, I'm going to bring this. Okay, no, I'm not going to use this. Go. Okay, so I'm going to get I. And then the last one is block. Just trying to put. So I can go ahead and close it. Now, these are different sizes of icon that we've all gathered. So this phone on is actually too big. I'm just going to put it out. I just want to show you guys some things. And this eye icon. So I'm going to take this out so that you can see what I'm clicking here. Now, you can tell I have different icons, and each of these icons, the frame are actually open. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this block icon. So once I click on it, I'll be sure that it is actually inside this frame. I'll be sure that I'm not clicking on this vector, the log vector, because once you click on it, the width and the height is going to have different number. So I'll be sure that I'm clicking on the frame that is carrying the icon, because it's going to show me the original width and height size. So I'm going to put that inside a group and then bring it this way. And so now I have two email. So I think I'm going to go with this. So I'm going to go with this small one, and then I'll delete this big one. So once I'm deleting, I'll be sure that the element, the icon I'm deleting, is inside a frame. And because if you delete this, the frame is still existing. But see, you tell that if there's something on this screen here, so be sure that the icon that you are deleting or you are using is actually inside the frame. So that is why I said once you get an icon, just group it immediately. Make sure that it's inside a frame before you can then group it. Once you've mastered how to use icon with a frame, you can then stop to use grouping. But at your beginner's level, please group your icon. So once it's like this, just group the icon. So I'm going to delete the big one, and I'm going to use the small one. Now I've clicked on the icon, and I will check if it's actually inside a frame. Yes, it's in the frame. So you can bring it this way. Then this eye is inside the frame. Then you can bring it this way. So this phone, I'm going to use this phone, and then I'll bring it this way. Now remember the icon size we are using. So we are using 22. So I'm just going to click here, 22, and I'll come here and I'll type 22. So once I type 22, it will give me the original size of what I was using. That my icon is not stretchy. So I'm going to pick the color of our icon. Is it 9191? Yes. So I'm just going to come here. I'm going to adjust this here. I'm going to bring this here. And I'm going to hold the two together. And I'll come here. Once I've hold the two together, make it auto layout. I'll just come here and then type the color or use your color picker. So once I'm good to go, and I'll make sure that the spacing between them is 5. I should make sure that it's 5 here. So that's what I'm going to use here. So let's use 5 here. Okay, so 5 is actually too close, or is it better? To me, it's okay. So I'm going to hold this together and then make it layout. So once I've made it auto layout, I'm just going to reduce here back to 17 that I'm using. Consistency. Remember we talked about one of the UI design system is design principle is consistency. So I'm just going to hold this together and then make it auto layout. So once I've made it auto layout, the spacing between each of them, remember we are using 5. So I'm just going to click here and then add +1. +1. So I'll come here, I'll apply the same thing I did for this. Now let's work on this. I'm not saying anything. I don't know why my meeting is running too fast. I think it's from the setting. I'll have to change the setting for it to run normal. My cursor. Okay. Let's do for the last one. Rather, it should be create a password because it's a new flow for is a flow for a new user. So rather, instead of enter your password, it should be create a password. So for login, it should be enter your password. So I'm just going to change the color. This is actually looking too thick. So let's see if I can actually reduce it. No, I can't reduce it. Okay. So I'm going to change this color. Okay. So this is what I have. forgot this. Wow. So I forgot this. Okay, so I'm going to remove this from components because I forgot this one. So I'm going to click on the eye icon. I'm going to bring it inside. Put it down and bring it inside. So I'm going to hold this together and then make it auto layout. So I'm going to come here and adjust this here. This eye is actually, it's not giving, it's giving this really eye. So I think I'm going to have to get a better eye icon. Okay, let me try and reduce the opacity and see the difference. But I don't like the way it's just here. It's not giving. Instead of using this eye that is just open like that, staring at me, let's look for another eye icon. I'm not comfortable with this choice of eye icon I picked. So I think I will have to, okay, I picked this one. So I think I'll have to go with this. Or let's even try, let's try this closed eye first. Let's try another icon. Must it be open? I think I'll have to go with it because that icon, I'm not comfortable with the way it's staring at me. Okay, so I think I'll have to go with this. I'll bring it in here. Now you can tell how I just drag my icon and everything is actually inside the frame. Not everybody knows how to do this. So you can just group it and then drag for you not to make a mistake. So I'm going to use icon size of 22 and yeah. So I'm going to change the color. So this is how you're just going to get used to carrying color code. You just get to start knowing some color code and that won't leave your head at any time soon. So I'm going to just copy this, click on this. Now you will be wondering what kind of magic do I want to do now. So I'm just going to click on this stuff I've already added in auto layout and I'm going to paste the icon. So once I paste the icon, this is how it's going to look like. And I'm going to, so this is like, instead of capturing your auto layouts, instead of starting to do your auto layouts from the beginning, and you just want to replace this icon inside this eye icon, all you have to do is just click on this particular place you did the auto layout, click on the old eye icon, and then delete it. The new icon automatically fills in that position. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this. I think this is good to go. I'm going to hold this. I'm going to hold this one and then hold this together and then make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, I'm going to align to the left. So I'm going to hold. So I check this. Okay, let's check this if it's auto layout. This is actually aligned to the left and the height is 50. And then let's see this one, align to the left. Align to the left and auto layout is, and the height is 50. So this is actually aligned to the left, but the height is not 50. So I'm just going to make it 50 and I will hold this together and then make it auto layout. So and I will hold this together and I'll make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, so it's automatically carrying the spacing between them. So I'm going to hold this together and then make it auto layout because I want to arrange everything. So I'm going to hold this and this together, and I'm going to align to the left. Now, when I align to the left, I'm going to zoom in. Bring it this way. And make sure that everything is aligned to the left. Then I will come here. Now, something is actually long. So let's see where this one is coming from. Now, this. I'm going to We take it out. I'm going to remove this from auto layout. Remember, I put this auto layout for me to align everything together. So I'm going to take it out. Now to take it out is just hold your, let me do what I did. Now if you tell this thing is actually in auto layout, and if you want to remove this, now the reason why I just place this auto layout is because I want to hold all of them and arrange it properly. But now if you want to remove it from auto layout, all you have to do is just hold your I don't know for Windows, but for MacBook, it's just your command and delete. So once you hold your command and delete, it will just go out from components. It will just be 1, 1. So I'm going to reduce this. So this is actually 154, and this is 155. So I'm going to hold this 154, and this is giving me 155. So all I have to do is just to come here and then type it 154. Enter. That's reduced. So you hold this one too, and then just -1. And then you come here and you put -1. -1, and then you go to go. Now let's go back, hold this auto layout. So let's hold it together like this, and let's arrange it for them to have the same spacing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's arrange this spacing together. Here and here and here are actually having different spacing. So let's arrange it. So you can come here, click on tidy up, or you can come here to align vertical. So you can come here, tidy up, or here vertical. So I would love to distribute the vertical spacing myself. So the vertical spacing between the first and the second one is 21. Here 21, here 21. And you can also come to this place to see it. So if you play around with this, now let's play around with it. You'll tell how it's actually working. So but for now, we're going to use 21. Let's see 21 and see how it turns out to be. Okay, so this is how it turned out to be. It's actually nice, fine, beautiful. Okay, now the next thing we are going to design is going to be, so we are just comfortable with this. So if you choose to add this, good to go. But for here, we're not going to use sign up because there's a flow before they can tell them there's a flow for them to actually take before moving to the landing page. So we're going to use the word continue or proceed. Either use the word continue or use the word proceed. So I'm going to use continue. So let's just add. So this is okay. Not put too much information. So, but if you choose to do this, then let me show you how to do this. Because you'll be wondering how did they do this? Why is this place thin? Why is this place thick? So I'm going to duplicate this and bring it here. Let's just copy the same text. Continue. Now we are done typing. So I'm going to reduce this to the 16. I'm going to drag this way, and I'm going to align to the center. So I'm going to bring this text to the top, and I'm going to bring the bottom to the top and the text to the bottom. So I'm going to align the both of them. I'll just hold this and just drag it to change. Just drag, click like this, but before you do that, make sure this It's actually giving you this pink line of it, and then you just drag this way. And then I'm not holding anything, just my mouse, and then drag it this way. Once I'm done, I'm going to let me turn off my grid system to actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so I want to make that terms of services and privacy policy to be tick. So what I'm going to do, let's preview this to see if actually the text I can reduce it to 14. Let's go back to our prototype. Okay, it's a perfect text size. So let's come here and let's bring this thing, bring it this way. Okay. And let's align to the center. And I'm going to highlight only this text. This is what we have. So I'm going to bring this here. I'm just going to duplicate this. I'm going to put this down here. I'm going to bring this here. So I'm creating for login. So for login, I don't have to do too much because it's just the same information I'm going to use. So I'm just trying to change the position so I can delete this out. Take this. Yes, I'm going to take it out. Just going to bring this to the top. Okay? So I'm creating a text link for user that cannot remember their password. So that's what I'm doing. And if you want the system to automatically remember your email and password, you can then click on this checkbox that I'm designing here. So there's no space between here. Just give it a small space. Yeah. So login is actually good to go. The login screen is ready. So let's take out the information we don't need. So we just only need for OTP. So here we are just going to take out this two. So I'm going to leave this phone number. I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to leave the phone number. I need the phone number. I'm just going to delete this, and this. And here I'm going to be. So I'm going to take out. So let's take out everything from. Let's take out everything from auto layout. I'm just going to take this out from auto layout. I'm going to come here. I need the frame. So I'm just going to remove from auto layout to be in frame. Then I'm going to remove the text. So here we have, so OTP code is 4, 5, 6, depending how many you want to just add in your design. So the width of this rectangle is 325. So when we are creating the boxes for OTP, it should not, remember, it should not be more than, it should not pass our margin between the left and the right. So we're going to go back to our OTP design. Let's go back to our OTP. So who can unmute and tell me the full meaning of OTP? Okay. So this is the inspiration we are using. OTP verification. Please enter the verification code sent to your phone number. So yeah, I used 5. So we are going to design 5 boxes. Okay. So I'm going to place this into there, and I'm going to read this. So the height is 50. Let's try 50, 50, 50. Okay. 4, 5. So I'm going to, I think I can make it 6. So let's fill all of them. I actually don't know how many, what's the right number for OTP? Some of the application I normally use is giving me 4. Some application is giving me 5. Some application is giving me 6. So what is, did they have, this is me asking a question. Do they have a particular number that OTP is supposed to give you, or different platform with a different number of OTP? I think you guys need to help your tutor here. Okay, so it's always between 4 to 6. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's continue. OTP verification. So I'm going to align to the center, and just put a random text here. Blah 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 plus. Okay, since it's already a Nigerian app, there's no need of adding plus. So I'm just going to add a random number. Please input the OTP code sent to so number. If this number is not correct, click here to edit the phone number. I'm just going to copy this here. let's put the right text. Please enter the code sent to if okay. Yeah, okay. I don't want it to cross the line. So now I need to allow my user to actually edit their phone number if this number is actually not correct. So I want to indicate this to be like it's a text link where if they touch it, it's going to take them to the previous screen where you can give them ability to text to change their phone number if the phone number is not correct. So I'm going to put this like it should be underlined so that it will stand out as a text link, as a text button. So I'm going to click here and then I'm going to underline this letter or this sentence. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm going to take this a little bit down here and I'm going to bring this up. And where is the button? So I'm going to delete these guys here. I'm going to bring this to the top. So I think I will take this guy from standing as a black color to I'm going to reduce the opacity. It's still standing as the black. The black is too shouty. So I'm just going to reduce it a little bit. So I'm just going to move it to gray. And then I'll just make this phone number to stand out. So I'm going to move it back to the black I'm using here. And this also to the black I'm using. Okay. So I'm going to change this text here to be verified. Okay, so I'm going to didn't receive the OTP code, something resend the code. So let me see what I did on this my old screen. Okay, so I said didn't receive the code, resend code. So it just be right under the button. So I'm just going to copy this and come here. need to come here and then make it bold. And then come here and pick my black color that I'm using. I'm going to close it. So move it this way. And then I'll align to the center. So are we missing out anything? So I'm going to change the screen to one-time password. Okay, so what about a user that just want to, okay, let's say we have a user mistakenly click on the sign up, but the user will ask, oh, I have an account already. How does the user log in here? So we're going to add that. So I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to change the pattern of this. Bring it here. I'm going to align to the left and I'm going to take this thing this way. Let's just move it this way. I'm going to take this way. I'm going to duplicate this and I'm going to bring it this way. So this is going to be login. So I'm going to turn on the layer grid to arrange this screen. I'm going to turn it on to arrange it. I'm going to align to the center. And this is already at the center and this is aligned to the left. So I'm going to come to the login. Okay, so I'm going to align to the center. And I'm going to take this button a little bit down, here. And now let's preview and see what we've done so far. So I'm going to turn off the layer grid system. So I'm going to turn it off. So I have turned everything off. So what is actually remaining now is error screen and success screen. The decision, is it successful? Yes, continue. If it's not successful, go back and put the right code. So you're going to design the error and success screen using the UI design principle and the UX design principle. So now let's preview what we've done so far. So I'm going to preview and going to, okay, now this is what we've done for the sign up page, and this is the OTP page. This is the OTP page and this is for the login page. Now you can tell how this is actually aligned very, very well, properly aligned and it's clean. And then let's design the error and success screen before we move to the home page. Now let's move on to the success and error. So I'm just going to duplicate this one because this is exactly what we want. And I'm just going to put it down here. So I'm just going to delete this two here. So I'm just going to move this two up here. And I'm going to reduce this. So I'm just going to use, let me just assume 250. I'm just going to align to the center, and this is actually going to be, the first is going to be error, the second one is going to be success. So I'm just going to be error or feed or whatever word you want to use, just for you to give your user feedback on the action they have actually performed. So this is going to be feed screen. This is going to be filled, and I'm going to duplicate this, and this is going to be success. Success and fail. Successfully, success, whatever you want to use. Successful, error, try again. This is going to be success. So I'm going to also duplicate these screens and bring it for the login section. Now, one thing I love telling designers is you need to learn how to arrange your screen perfectly. Like, it is one thing you need to learn. Every section, you need to learn how to arrange it. Okay, this section is for the authentication screen. This section is for this. This section is for this. So that you know how to, so that your or wherever that is on your Figma file, you actually understand how to, like, you understand how to navigate through your screens. If your screens are so scattered, whoever that is on your Figma file, when the person comes on the Figma file, the person might find it difficult to understand what you actually do there. So you can tell this first screen, I arrange it this way, the sign up flow is this way, the login flow is this way. Now, if I want to do for the forgot password, you see that I'm just going to bring it this way to just do it this way. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, for the forgot password, I think what I just need is this particular arrangement of screen. So all I have to do is just to duplicate this and come here. So I'm just going to duplicate it and come here. I'm going to, okay, I'm just going to enter the registered phone number, enter your registered phone number. So this is going to be enter your registered phone number. So let me just use, let me just copy this text. Now this is going to be forgot password. This is going to be forgot password, and I'm going to take out this. Oh, I didn't even arrange these boxes in auto layout. So let me go back and arrange it in auto layout. Okay, so I'm going to highlight the 6 of them, and then just put them in auto layout to have the same spacing between each other, and it's giving me the width from here to here is 325, of which it's actually the width of my button. I'm just going to put this and bring it this way, paste it. It's actually not inside this frame because it's giving me the name of the frame. I'm going to take it out and bring it in. It's still giving, okay, now it's inside. So I'll just align the center and bring it this way. So I'm going to get the spacing for this here. So the spacing I use here is actually too much, and they are not the same. So I'm going to align all my buttons to have same spacing. Here I have 48. Here I have, so this is actually aligned together. So I'm just going to check the spacing here. I have 55. So I'm going to align them 48. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to come here to hold this together and then move this to be 48. So this here and here, I'm having 17. Why is it giving me 27, 27? Okay, I remember. yeah, look, let me show you something. Why is actually not giving me 25, 25? It's because my text did not get to this line and did not get to this line. So that's why I have to align it to the center. Okay. So let's continue with our spacing and alignment. So here we have 17, and I will not exceed. I don't want this text to get to this point. So what I want it to be is 22, 25 is okay, 30 is okay. So, but when we preview it, if this text is too downward, then we'll have to move these guys to the top. It doesn't matter, the space must be compulsory with other space. But what matters is this text should not be hidden on the bottom of your phone. So there we're going to have, so here we are going to have, here we have 20. So let's see 20. Okay, let's make it 30. Okay, let's make it 30. So when we preview, if we are not satisfied with the way it is, then we have to return it to whatever number that is actually fit for it. So here is going to be, or something, you remember your password, go back login. So this is going to be login. This is like, remember your password. Remember your password. So you remember your password, just go back login, you don't need to stress yourself. So I'm going to take this out from tutorial. I'm going to delete this, we don't need this, and I'm going to just take out this icon. I'm just going to take out this icon. And this is going to be proceed, send. Let me the word send. What is going on? So let's use the word send, proceed, and so I'm going to, space is too much here. The contents here is too much. I'm just going to reduce it. Enter your registered phone number. So if you want let's go back to our flow and see how we want our user to recover their password. So going back to our flow. So their flow is what? Okay, OTP, and then to generate password. So click on password, get OTP, create a password, and go back to login. Then it's correct, create the sign up page. Okay, so let's go back, and we don't have to stress ourselves. All we have to do is just duplicate this here. And this is good to go, and we're going to duplicate this here. So once we duplicate this here, we are good to this, we are good to this. Okay, we're going to have a success screen. So we're going to change the text here. Okay, we should give them the ability to edit the phone number. No, they should be able to, okay, I think based on user experience, they should be able to edit the phone number if they think that the phone number, let's say for example, user has two phone number and they think that phone number A is not what they use on this application. They should be able to edit the phone number to put the phone number B they use. So here we're going to add, so here we're going to change this to FP, forgot password or recover password or something like that. And we're going to have our failure or success screen, and then here is going to be create a new password. Your old password should be different from your previous password, should be different from this new password. It's new password. I'm going to delete this and this. I'm just going to duplicate this, Control D, and I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to hold this, and I'm going to just move this. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to have the same, spacing and alignment. That is why I'm just changing it. So this is going to be create a password and confirm a password. So this is going to be, so I'm just going to click to get the text, and then we need to create a password. Create password, no need for a. This is create password, and this should be confirm the password. So this should be confirm your password here. Okay, so now I want this element, because if I change, now remember I'm changing this and this is actually changing. Now I don't want this icon to shift from its position. So already I have aligned everything in auto layout. So what I have to do is I'm going to click on this element here. So if you notice that if you're changing your text and this eye icon is actually moving out from its position, and where all you did was in auto layout. So what you're going to do, you're going to click on this particular element I'm clicking on, come to this place, click on this drop down, and then put it in out here like this, and then you can go ahead and then change this text. So when you change the text, your eye icon is actually fixed on a position or whatever element you don't want to leave that position. Okay, so I'm going to make it this way. Confirm your password, create your password. So this is actually good to go, and then you have your error and success screen. So this is going to be great. So this is going to be great. So in your design, you can actually, I'm going to take this guys out. So you're going to have a login screen that tell you. So now in your high fidelity, when you're doing your high fidelity, that's when you're going to do, your high fidelity, you're going to have the right content of whatever you're going to design, and you want to do the high fidelity prototyping. Now remember here, the content on this login is just the content on this login is your successful login. Please hold on while we take you to the home page. But that is for the content for successful login screens. Then for the create a password, the content on success screen is just going to be congratulations or successfully you have created a new password. Now log in with this new password so you can access the home page. Now when you are designing, or when you're designing for the high fidelity wireframing and you want to do the prototype, this is where you're going to do different decision screen, the error and the success screen. That's where you're going to do the different screens, and then you're going to do the prototype. But since we are doing for just the low mid fidelity, we don't have to do too much of error and success screen. One success screen that has a dummy text is enough for us to do the prototype that we want to do. Now, so I'm going to change this to create a password. So one beautiful thing about this design, if you want someone to actually review your design, what you have to do, you need to learn how to name your screens. You really need to learn how to name your screens. Now we have done the whole of authentication flow, the screens, we've done it, and we've arranged it in a very clean way. I'm going to take this out. We've arranged it in a very clean way. It's actually good to go. And you can go ahead and do the wireframing. Sorry, you can go ahead to do the prototype. So I'm going to do the prototype for us to see, and I'm going to preview it or present and preview it, and everyone will see how it works. So I'm going to return this, and I'm going to look back this. I'm going to bring the So I'm going to do just a dummy design for the home page so that I can link the whole of the authentication screen, forgot password, login accounts, sign up as a new user. So it can take us to the home page. So I'm going to design a home page. Sorry guys, we're going to take some extra hours outside our 3 hours. So I'm good to go with my authentication screen. So I'm just going to let's duplicate this and bring it this way. So let's keep it this way. Let's take out everything out from the screen. Everything. Now we're going to change it. Home page. Oh. So I'm going to go back to my inspiration. So where is the home page? This is the home page. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it. So I'm designing this. I'm going to replicate this design here. So I'm just going to replicate it, but ours is going to be in mid-fidelity. So I'm going to create my bottom navigation. So first thing first is I'm going to turn on my layout grid. So I'm going to turn it on. So I'll turn it on. I'm going to get this from my icon. I'm going to make it 50/50. I'm going to my name. So I'm going to go back to the text I'm using. Oh. I'm going to paste it here. So I'm going to bring it inside my frame. Since I'm frame, I'm going to align to the left and see. So I'm going to say welcome. I'm going to align this here and bring this here. So this is actually standing as image placeholder. Yes, you can choose to make it round, you can choose to make it box, depending how you want to place your image. So I'm going to use it. Let's say I want to make this text long so I can push it under. I'm going to say welcome back. If the user that just logged in, so I'm going to say welcome back. Thank you. What the? I'm going to place this here. I'm going to make this the weight. Once weight is going to be medium. Okay, so I'm going to the next thing I'm designing is this icon. So remember in our mid-fidelity, I have started adding my icon, which is not bad, which is okay. You can go ahead and add the icon for it. So, Prophet, will you please move one side? So, I'm going to create this space bar or space bar that has the filter button and then the text. I'm just going to place it this way. So we're going to use what we've already started using in our Yeah, so I think I'll just have to take this. Wow. Now, don't worry. Let's launch. So I'm just going to copy this and then bring this here because I want my input field, my search input field, for text field, and then I want all my input field to have the same pattern. So there's no need for me creating a different kind of search bar. So I'm just going to create my search bar to be the same way as of my input field. So I'm going to take this to the top here. So I'm just going to change this name to what do you want to. So this is good to go. And I'm going to create this for my category. I have how many categories here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the sixth one is hidden. So I'm just going to create this. Let's see if this size is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, don't do that. 4, 5. Okay, let's arrange it. Okay. So the space between them is 8. Let's make it 10. Let's make it 8 so I can push the other one inside. So I'm going to duplicate this and just move it inside. Just move it inside. Okay, so and then let's see if it's up to 8. Okay, so I'm just going to align all of them and then come here and then tidy up. So I have 8 and I'm going to make it 6 because I just want the other one to just show a bit too. So this is okay. I'm going to make it auto layout. And I'm going to drag it down. I'll go back to that, the size of my sign up button. Sorry, sign up text. Did not receive OTP login. So I'm just going to copy this width and size of this text and then come back here. And then paste it. And then move it to this place. And I will call it categories. Okay, so I'm just going to move it categories. So I'm not going to add CO or VO, but if you choose to add CO, then you have to go back to your flowchart to include category flow. But in our design, we do not include that. So I'm going to design for this flow. So I'm going to duplicate this. So later I'm going to arrange it. So I'm going to duplicate this and call it. So did I call it popular food or food menu? How am I using it? So let's just put it. Let me go back and the right code I used for. So I'm going to go back to my flow chart. So what did I use? I use food menu, okay, and popular restaurant. So I'm going to come back here and change it to food menu. So food menu and the next one is the popular restaurant. So food menu, I think yes, I added CO, keep the list of food menu. So the next one is going to be popular restaurants. Yes, yeah, yes, popular. This product I actually worked on is on that is on the App Store and Google Store. The name of the product is Use Popular, PUPLAR. So whenever I want to spell the original spelling for popular, I always spell it as that app I did. So whenever you see such error here, please call my attention to it. So here is going to be popular restaurants. Okay, so we've done this. Now we're going to bring our box in. So now we're going to create popular food like this. So I'm going to bring this and I'm going to place it this way. Okay, so I'm going to, let's use 140, 120. Okay, so let me turn off this layer grid first. I want to pick, I don't want to use this grid. I want to use this grid for the image. So I'm just going to duplicate this. And then I'll reduce this. And I'll reduce this. I'll reduce this. I'll bring this here like this. So I'm going to change this to white, but I'm going to bring this like the lighter shade of gray. Okay, so then I will place this. You can use you can just leave it like this. This is actually nice. So when you want to do your high fidelity, then yeah, I'm just going to add. So here is going to have my icon. So yeah, I'm having it's kind image this image placeholder and then the name and icon. So here it's just going to be, so I'm going to go back to get, okay, I'm going to get the text here, bring it here, move it to the top. So I'm going to use this bracket just after P on your laptop. You can take it down or take it up. So I'm just that's what I'm going to use. Or you come to this your layers and then move it to the top. So here I'm just going to say the log price. I'm going to hold this thing. I'm going to make it 16. I'm going to bring this here. I'm going to zoom out and hold this together. Make it auto layout. I'm going to hold this together and make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, I'm going to align to the center. So I think I'm just going to make this way. I'm going to duplicate it. So I'm just going to duplicate. So I'm going to push it out and then push it out. I'm going to push this out because I've already duplicated it. So I'm just going to move this to be half this way. So undo and then going to, this is actually outside. So this 56 is actually outside. So I'm going to bring it inside and then use my arrow key to move it. I'm going to hold this in place and come here to the So once I tidy up, the space between them is 9. So you can choose to make it 15 or whatever number you want to. I think this is okay. I'm going to make it auto layout. Okay, and I'm going to hold this together, auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, I can choose to make this spacing now between them to be 10. Okay. Let's see, 10. Okay. Then I'll hold this and this will be auto layout. and I'll make it 10. Going to just bring this one here. And the next one I'm going to create for restaurant. So we forgot to add CO. I'm just going to put it out from Autolia without scattering it too much. So I'm just going to duplicate. So I'm going to use this tiny text here and just bring it up. So all I have to do is just click on the text, just copy, then click outside and then paste it. And then, so once I paste it, it's actually going to enter there. So just bring it out, so drag it out. Come out, please. Don't be a stubborn text. Since you want me to cut it out, so I'm just going to click here and then bring it here. I'm just going to move it here and click on view up. So this is going to be view up. I'm going to just put the text together and then I will come it together. So before I do this, I need to be sure that I did that on my flowcharts. Yeah, okay. The menu, the information, yeah. Just a few. Back to here. Okay, so I'm just going to design something like this. I just have to duplicate this. I'm just going to copy and paste. So I'm just going to drag it out here. I'm going to paste it here. So let's see how the design looks like. So I need this. So I'm just going to get my dummy text. So I'm just going to zoom my dummy text. Get my dummy text, sorry. I just want to copy my dummy text. So I'm going to make this jollof rice. Just going to make this text to be like a title. Then I'm going to hold this, then paste my dummy text. It's going to reflect inside. So then I have to reduce this to 12, then align to the left, and then I'll have to reduce the information. So I'm going to bring this in like this. I'm going to, so the information is too much. So I'm going to hold this in this. So the next one I'm going to create it from beginning so that you guys just know how to create from scratch. So I'm going to hold this and then bring it this way and bring it this way because I'm actually not understand what is happening here. So just this image is going to be this way. Okay, so now let's create. So this is actually, will I use the word happy and way of not scattering my auto layout, but just making one or two adjustments or adding something inside my auto layout. So, but I'm going to create another one from scratch so we can know how to add to this place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first is going to duplicate this image folder here. Yeah, so once I've duplicated it, I already have, okay, let me take this ones out. So I'll just scatter them one. So I already have this, so I'm going to take this out from layout. So the first thing I'm going to do, I already have one, I already have 1, 2, and 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this jollof rice and this, and then I'm going to make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, but before we continue, let's just change this jollof rice to restaurants. So I'm going to use Chicken Republic. So yeah, I'm going to use what is the name of that? Is it conscious? Let's just use a random name. So now I've done this auto layout. If this space is not, if you're not comfortable with this space, you can go ahead and reduce it. So let me just work with this first. So I'm going to reduce it to 5. Okay, the spacing between them 5 is okay. If you choose to reduce it more, you're good to go. 3 is okay. Then you will now hold these two together and then make it auto layout. So once you've made it auto layout, now the space is 21. Are you comfortable with 21? If you're not, you can go ahead and type it. So I think I'll have to go with 10. So I think I'll have to go with 10. And once I'm done, I'm going to make them auto layout again. So once I'm done making it auto layout, I'm going to scroll down here, give it a fill color. So once I give it a fill color, the dummy fill color is white. Just going to click here, get here, and then pick the color. And then automatically I have created this. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. So I'm going to duplicate this here. Okay, so this is actually good, but I really love it to have full and. So let's preview and see how it actually looks like. So let's preview. It's too big, then we'll have to redo it. I think this is actually okay. This is okay. This is good. So now trying to do the bottom navigation. Okay, so before we do the bottom navigation, I'm going to duplicate. I'm just going to duplicate this one because when I do the prototype, I want it to scroll. I want it to scroll horizontally. Yeah, I want it to scroll horizontally. So I'm just going to click. You know, we've already done it auto layout. So I just have to just duplicate maybe 1 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 because I just want it to scroll horizontally. Yes, horizontally. Because now this is where it gets to. Yeah. So same thing is here. So but yeah, I'm going to change the name. So but when we're doing the prototype, I'm just going to change the name. But for now, let me duplicate this. So I have 5 now. I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 now. So for the restaurants, I'm going to so let me change the name here. So I'm going to change the name here to, let's just give it a name, Mr. Bita. So let's hold these two auto layouts, and I'm going to duplicate this one. Okay. Okay. So I think I did not place the 3 of them in auto layout. Okay, so I didn't place the 3 of them in auto layout. So I'm just going to, so if you experience something like this, just click here. It's just going to align. So I think I'll have to take it out and do it again. I'm just going to take it out and do it again. So I'm going to bring this. So let me see where this one is coming from. Oh, wow. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to bring this here. So this is actually going to be Mr. Six, Mr. Bita, Kilimanjaro, Chicken Republic, treat right, wherever you want to give it. So I'm just going to duplicate the name. That's all. So I'm going to hold this. I'm going to hold this and I'm going to hold this and then I'll make it clear. And I'm going to hold one of this. Mm-hmm. I just want to change the name to have Mr. Peter and Mr. Sweet, so when I'm scrolling, you will actually see what I am doing. So this is the, I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to bring this here. Okay. So I think I have 5, which is actually okay. So I'm going to hold this guy here, and then I'm going to close it. So I'm going to reduce the frame to get to this, my screen size. So I'm going to turn on my layout grid. So once I turn my layout grid, I'm going to hold that frame. So I'm going to hold the frame and make sure it gets to this place. Same thing here. And I'm going to hold my frame, make sure it gets to this part. Same thing for this category too. So I'm just going to bring it here and allow it to get to this part. So same thing with this. You know, I've already aligned all this in categories. So I'm just auto layers. So I'm just going to bring it this way. Now I'm going to remove this guy and this to the left and make sure that the text is aligned together. Then move it inside the layout grid. Now this is what I'm going to arrange this in. So this is actually an auto layout. So I'm just going to hold the text together. So I'm going to hold this and this, and then I want very well, and then move it. Then I'm going to put the spacing I have here is 10. So I'm going to hold here, hold together. So here's 29. So I'm going to make it 10. So I'm going to hold all this, then move it to the top. So it's showing me that they have the same spacing. So I'm going to hold this and turn off my layout grid, and I'm going to preview. Okay, so this is what we've done so far. Let's do the bottom navigation, and then we can now do the prototype for it. So now let's do the bottom navigation. So for now, we can take this off. Okay, so I'm going to bring this rectangle here. It here. And I'm going to add only for shadow. I think this is okay. Just going to place it this way, and I'm going to pick this color. So I'm going to pick this color, and I'm going to just use this for here. So I'm just going to pick this darker color from the icon. You can choose to add your icon if you want to, but there is no time and some person's battery are actually going low. So I'm just going to use this as an indication for icon. But when we come tomorrow, we are going to add icon then. Okay, so I'm just going to place this here. So let's see the height of this button navigation. So the height is 64. Does 64 actually fit it let's try 70 and then preview. And then we're going to bring it this way. And this and this. So this thing is actually added up. So I'm going to move it as done. And I'm going to make this to be added up. Okay, so let's move it at the top. And let's make the color to be a bit darker. So let's duplicate this. Let's duplicate the text. So I'm going to just duplicate this text or copy the text and then scroll out and paste it here. And then I'm going to just change it to video. So I'm just going to change it to video. Okay. What I'm done because of network. So I'm going to change this to the home. We have saved item or saved food. We have saved food. Just purchase the word save. We have shopping carts. We have carts, food carts, not shopping carts. We have food carts. We have food carts. And let me scroll and go and see one more thing that we have here. So we have this is supposed to be food carts, not shopping. So we have on the bottom navigation. So we've done all this food menu, popular restaurants, saved item, shopping cart, and account. So the last one is account. Okay, so the last one is account. So we're going to move this here, and I will change this to the account. So I'm going to hold all of them and then arrange all of them in auto layout. I'm going to align to the left here. Sorry, I'm going to align to the left here. So at center, I'm going to align to the center here and this, this and this. So once then I'm going to hold the core of them. I'm going to hold the four of them and then move them to top center. So I'm going to align all of them. Now this is actually not aligned to the center. Now let's check why it's not aligned. Now there's space in the text, so I'm just going to move this here so that it's aligned at the center. So I'm just going to turn on my layout grid, arrange it, and then do the prototyping. So I'm going to move this here. I'm going to move this here. So here we are having 31. So I'm just going to make it 25. And yeah. So let's see. Let's hope this text. Okay. So I'm going to hold it back. And then I'll make here to be 55. Then I'll hold the four of them. So once I hold it, four of them, I'm just going to make it auto layer. So once you make it auto layer, automatically it just aligns itself very well. And then I'm going to hold this rectangle and then I'll make it auto layer. So once I made it auto layer, this is how it's going to look like. So I'm going to push this to be our bottom center. So I'll just place it here. So once I place it here, this is how it's actually going to look like. So I can go ahead and then preview to see what I have done so far. Now, this is what I have done so far. So these elements are actually two at the bottom. So I'm just going to click this here and then move this horizontal padding a little bit up. So I'm just going to move it a little bit up. So this is what we have. So I don't like the way this says it. So I'm just going to place it correct. So let's come back here. Okay. So I think let's make it straight and see if, okay. So it's actually raining here. So I think the network is actually going to be so slow. So let's do the prototype and then we can call it a day and continue tomorrow. Okay, so let's do the prototype and then we can end the class. Sophia, can you allow me to, I don't know what you actually highlighted. Can you just unclick and just allow me to do something? So this is the first screen. So let's do our prototyping. So we're just going to do prototype for only one frame, like only one flow. So we're going to do prototype for only the sign up screen straight to the home page. Then tomorrow we will do the flow, the prototype for the login and recovering of passwords. So now let's do for only the sign up. So the pattern I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on the prototype here, and I'm going to click on this. So let's zoom in and put together. So I'm just going to zoom. Can you guys hear me? It's actually raining heavily right now. Can you guys hear me? Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So let's do the prototype. So the first thing I'm going to do now, you can use this present to do your prototype. You can use this. But I think ever since they brought out this new feature, I think I'm enjoying to do my prototype here. I am editing, I am seeing it, I am doing my prototype, I am seeing it. So first thing first I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the first screen and then click on this plus, take it here. So once I take it here, it's showing me on tap. I don't want to tap the screen. I just want it to move on its own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that on tap, that drop down, scroll down to after delay. So once I scroll down to after delay, it will take me to the onboarding. How many milliseconds do I want it? So remember I said the higher the number of, the higher the milliseconds, the faster, the slower it navigates, or yes, I think yes, the higher the number, the slower it navigates. The lower the number, the faster it navigates. So let's go back and see. It's 100 milliseconds. So I'm going to do 2000. Let's see if it can carry 2000. So I'm going to go back here. Okay. So I think I'm comfortable with 2000 and I want it to, let's say this, let's try dissolve. Let's see. I think I'm okay with dissolve. So I'm just going to close it. So the next one is going to be this. So I'm going to click on this element inside, not screen this time. I'm going to click on this element to take me to this. So this one is kind of going to carry the previous setting from this, but this time around I'm going to make it to be so it's going to be on tap, which is click, and I don't want it to dissolve. I want it to just move instantly. So I'm going to do the same thing for onboarding screen 2, straight to onboarding screen 3. So that is what we did. Remember when we did our first designs. Okay. So the reason why most of us is actually not understand is because the texts are the same. So now let's check. Let's other food. Let's say fast delivering. Okay, let's use the word. Let's leave this one good rest. Let's leave this one other food. Let's say good restaurants. let's say good restaurants, order food, and fast delivery. Okay, so let's go back to what we've done so far. Okay, so the first screen is started. Now let's go to get started. So when a user click on get started, so I'm going to return it back to prototype, and then you should be clicked to this screen. So it should be yes, tap and instantly. So remember I said you're just doing the sign up, only the sign up flow. So we're going to move from the sign up to yeah. So I'm going to scroll to see the settings. So I want it instantly. So I didn't design the screen for input feed, but I can design that for input screen. So, but like I said, there is no time. We're just going to do it tomorrow. Okay. So let's assume that I have put all my information and I'm going to click on continue. So I have clicked on continue. And remember I said it's kind of the previous setting. But if you don't like the setting, you can go ahead and change it. Okay? So I'm just going to do a very simple sign up flow. Then tomorrow we'll do the proper flow where we have both for input field, like the input field that the information is already there. Okay? But now it's just a simple flow chart we just want to do. So yeah, this one here is going to take us back to the screen. No. So what I'm going to do is I don't want to click, I don't want even if you touch enter it to take you there. I just want only this screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to highlight, or okay, let me cut it. I'm going to cut it and then paste it back. So I'm going to bring it this way. Okay, so it's actually going to pass. So I'm just going to bring it this way. And I'm going to bring this way. I want to create something. And now if I place it now, you see that the space here is too much and this is here. So I'm just going to do small mago now. So I'm going to cut this and I'm going to paste this. So I'm going to highlight this and take this out. So I'm going to get this color paper. So if I follow the normal thing here, this is going to have space here. So I don't want that. So that was why I had to take the remaining text here and attach to here, and then I will now have to move it to the center. The reason is because I wanted to do the prototype, and prototype, if they want to edit their phone number, they can go back. But when I move the phone number, when I move the arrow for the prototype, it shows me even if a user click on please, it's going to take us back. But I don't want to. That was why I just wanted it to be only this click here. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so something is no space here. So there's no space here. I'm just going to add space in here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my prototype and then I'm going to select this and then I'm going to move it back to this. So it's carrying the previous settings that you hiding. It's carrying the previous settings. So I'm going to turn that and I'm going to click from verify to the sources. So tomorrow I'm going to show you, for example, you click on something that is wrong, it's going to take you to error. So this like this, and then from the sources, try to tell you you have successfully created an account. Please hold on while we take you to the home page. And then it's going to take us straight to the page. Straight to the home page. Okay. So now let's try what we've done so far. So this is what we've done. Food restaurants, order your food, fast delivering. Now we have to sign up as a new user. I have signed up, I've put my first name, last name, phone number, email address, and password. I've agreed to the terms and conditions, and then I will continue. I have then put, maybe the phone number I put is not correct. I'll click to edit. I will edit my phone number, and then I will continue. So once I've put the code sent to my phone number, and then I'll verify where you show me a successful screen, and then okay, now we did not set it because if you click here now it's just like you're tapping. But now we don't want it to tap, so we want it to move after delay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this here and I'm going to move this up. So once I move it up, I'm going to click on this drop down to be after delay. So once I click on after delay, so I'm just going to use same 2000 milliseconds and then to take me to the home page. So let's click on start from OTP. So from OTP, I have put the right code and then I'll verify and take me to the after. So, but let's try to animate. Let's do smart animate and see the outcome. So let's do smart animate. So I'm going to click on that screen to see how it turns out to be. Okay. So you can choose to do whatever you want to do. So you can, so tomorrow we're just going to break it down to the way we want it to, we want it to interact. So I'm going to copy just this design. So I'm going to, okay, so I'm going to take this design. So I'm going to cut it. And then I will come to this screen and I'm going to call it maybe my mood board. And then paste this design here. Because I want to share my mid-fidelity wireframe. I want to share my mid-fidelity prototype link to everybody too. I don't want anything to disturb us when we are trying to interact with the screens I just did. So I'm taking everything out. So I'm going to take this out. So we have our flow chart. So okay, let me just turn it off. So I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to delete this one. So this is what we have and I want to share my prototype link to us in the group. So this is it. So I'm going to share the prototype link to us so that we can use our own Figma to go through it. So I'm going to copy the link and then paste it on the group for everybody. So this is so you can go ahead and click on it. It will take you straight to this page. Take you straight to this page. Okay. So you can drop the link for attendance now.